It's Wednesday.
It is
Ooh, that sounds
Wednesday.
like a word from
Echo.
God.
Yes.
Did you
Go.
hear all that?
Yeah,
All that
it sounded like "Go
vibration?
forth, my child."
Then is
Oh,
booming today.
Oh my God.
you are anointed.
Very much so. God is anointing me right now in this sunshine. Need to
Let the
You
church.
know, there is no sunshine when you're gone.
I
Go ahead, Alan. Talk
love
that
it.
talk this
I love it.
morning.
I love it. I love it. But I'm just gonna see if I can give myself a little bit of
Ooh, Ken's the host too now, and I just saw him. I was like,
okay. Well, good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is doing well. As I do the work that I do for my amazing friends and family. Today the question, I don't know, we do so much personal development and we sometimes can get I want to do that. It's really not the thing. And what came across my desk this week was there's something about people who are constantly learning, how constant learners are the ones that are are moving up scales, moving up in life. Um, and so I found something called the 5 hour rule. And the article that I found says if you're not spending 5 hours per week learning, you're being irresponsible. I said, "Ooh, let me investigate." And so they talked about Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin did an hour a day, 5 hours a week. And this article is all about,
you're
okay,
muted.
I see. All right. People be working in the shadows and whatnot, doing things. But this 5 hours a week, it's like why you should do it too. So when Benjamin Franklin was 10 years old, he left formal school and became an apprentice to his dad. So as a teenager, though, he had no real talent, no real aptitude, only a love for books. And when he died, or over a half century later, he was America's most respected statesman, a famous inventor, a prolific author, and a successful entrepreneur. So, what happened between the 2 points to cause this amazing rise? And the answer to the question is a success strategy that we can all use and use it to increase our career, our business, and our life. And so throughout his adult life, he spent time deliberately learning. And it's Franklin's 5 hour rule, 1 hour a day, every weekday. Waking up early to read and write, setting personal goals. He had a virtues list and he tracked the results and created a club of like minded artisans and tradesmen who hope to improve themselves while they improve their community. So they turned his ideas into experiments by having a morning and evening reflection questions. Anybody who has the law of attraction planner, what does it have in it? Morning questions and evening questions. Morning questions to set your day, and evening questions for your reflection. And his 13 virtues, it says in 1776, at the age of 20, Benjamin Franklin created a system to develop his character. In his autobiography, Franklin listed his 13 virtues as one, temperance, eat not to dullness, drink not to elevation. Just don't eat to be eaten and don't just drink to be high. Silence, but when speak not, but what may benefit others or yourself. Avoid trifling conversation. Is that like avoid gossip? Order. Let all things have their places. Let each part of your business have its time. 4. Resolution. Resolve to perform what you ought to perform without fail what you resolve. Frugality. Make no expense but to do good to others or yourself, i.e., waste nothing. Industry. Lose no time. Be always employed in something useful. Cut off all unnecessary actions. Number 7, sincerity. Use no hurtful deceit. Think innocently and justly. And if you speak, speak accordingly. Number 8 is justice. Wrong none by doing injuries or omitting the benefits that are your duty. Mm. 9, moderation. Avoid extremes. Forbear resenting injuries so much as you think they deserve. So don't get the people. Cleanliness. Tolerate no uncleanliness in body, in cloth, or habitation. So clean body, clean clothes, clean environment. Tranquility. Do not be disturbed at trifles or at accidents common or unavoidable. So don't let anything disturb your peace. Number 12, chastity. Rarely use uh, venery, but for health or offspring. Never to dullness, weakness, or the injury of your own or another's peace or reputation. That's just like keep it tight and right. And last, number 13 is humility. Imitate Jesus and Socrates. So those were his 13 virtues that he lived by every single day. And then he kept a chart of everything he did. His, what he did in the morning, asking the questions in the morning. So every time that Franklin took time out of his busy day to follow his 5-hour rule and spend at least an hour learning, he accomplished less on that day. However, in the long run, it was arguably the best investment of his time he could have made. His 5-hour rule reflects a very simple idea that over time, the smartest and most successful people are the ones who are constant and deliberate learners. And so when you think about the people who are at the top of their businesses, Warren Buffett spends 5 to 6 hours per day reading 5 newspapers and 500 pages of corporate reports. Bill Gates reads 50 books per year. Mark Zuckerberg reads at least one book every 2 weeks. Elon Musk grew up reading 2 books a day, according to his brother. Oprah Winfrey credits books with much of her success. She said, "Books were my path to personal freedom." Arthur Blank, co-founder of Home Depot, reads 2 hours a day. Dan Gilbert, self-made billionaire and owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, reads 1 to 2 hours a day. So what would it look like to make the 5-hour rule a part of your life? It's so important to do that because of these busy people. Oh, even Barack Obama read an hour a day while he was in office. How, Sway? How? And when you think about the Warren Buffett of the world, spending almost 80% of their time reading. And learning is the single best investment of our time that we can make. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest, according to that's a quote by Benjamin Franklin. And think about, knowledge is the new money. Intellectual capital is greater than financial capital. According to the self-made billionaire investor and philanthropist, he said intellectual will always trump financial capital. Time collecting, spending, lusting after, worrying about money. In fact, we say we don't have time to learn something new. it's usually because we are feverishly devoting our time to earning money. But something is happening right now that's changing the relationship between money and knowledge. We're at the beginning of a period of what the renowned futurist Paul Diamandis calls rapid demonetization, in which technology is rendering previously expensive products of service much cheaper or even free. And so he wrote a book called Abundance. And in the book, he shows the demonetization of $900,000 worth of products and services that you might have purchased between 1969 and 1989. And what he has on here now is video conferencing. It's free. A lot of us that's on here right now is on the free Zoom plan, right? The original name was called Compression Labs VC in 1982. And to get this service that you're now using was $250,000. GPS is now free. It was originally called TI Navistar in 1982. It cost $119,900. Digital voice recorder, free. It was Sony PCM in 1978. It cost $2,500, right? Digital watch, free. Seiko 35SQ Astron in 1969 cost $1,250. And he does have a list of the stuff in the 2011. He said 2011s, what it costs. M Pixel camera, free. Canon RC 701 in 1986 cost $3,000. In 2011, it was $6,200. Medical library, free. Consultant, 1987, up to $2,000. 2011, $3,900. A video player, free. Toshiba V800 in 1981 cost $1,245. $3,100 in 2011. Video camera, free. RCA CC010 1981 cost $1,050. 2011, $2,600. Music player, free. Sony CDP 101 CD player 1982, $900. 2011, $2,113. Encyclopedia, free. Compton CD and Encyclopedia in 1989 was $750, $1,370 in 2011. And lastly, video game console, free. Atari 2600 in 1977 was $199, and in 2011, $744. So that is a total of $2,065, which we all can get for free right now. So the knowledge is the power. Learning is the power. This demonetization will accelerate in the future. Automated vehicle fleets will eliminate one of the biggest purchases, a car. Virtual reality will make expensive experiences such as going to a concert or playing golf instantly available at a much lower cost. While the difference between reality and virtual reality is almost incomparable at the moment, but the rate of improvement of VR is exponential. Virtual reality, we already know they already buying the glasses, they already got the metaverse. Like, don't get Kim to talking about the metaverse. Y'all already know. And so education and healthcare costs have risen, but innovation in these fields will likely lead to an eventual demonetization as well, because a lot of the higher education institutes have legacy costs to support like layers of the hierarchy and to upkeep the campuses. But newer institutions are finding ways to lower costs by offering their services exclusively online, focusing on training in demand, high paying skills, or having employers who recruit students subsidize the cost of tuition. All these new devices like CRISPR, the X Prize, and tricorder better diagnostics are available Sabrina Black sent me a book called Life Force from Tony Robbins, and he talks about all of this new way that artificial intelligence is being used for diagnostic things, to have people be able to talk to a doctor without ever going to the doctor's office. A lot of you are already experiencing telemedicine. Telemedicine is cheaper than to going to the doctor. You know, I saw a program where you didn't even have to have insurance, and for $12 a month, you can talk to a doctor. You can send them pictures. If you say, "Oh, I got this rash right here," take a picture on your phone, send it in the app. They'll look at it, tell you what it is, and send your prescription to the doctor's office. The way that things used to be done is no longer being done that way. All these technologies are going to dramatically lower the average cost of healthcare by focusing on prevention rather than cure and management. So goods and services are becoming demonetized, and knowledge is becoming increasingly valuable. What did Jim Rohn say? Your money will never exceed the rate of your personal development. And so everybody who's here is already well on this whole idea of this 5 hour um, learning. You are intentionally here 5 days a week for 1 hour right here in this space. So this technology thinker said the central event of the 20th century is the overthrow of matter. In technology, economics, and the politics of nations, wealth in the form of physical resources is steadily declining in value and significance. The power of mind are everywhere ascended over the brute force of things. So things are disappearing and everything is becoming electronic, even your money, everything in this cryptocurrency space, digital currency space. If you don't have digital currency, there's going to come a time when and we definitely can't have that. We need to be able to make all the moves. So it's so important for us to do that. Like this article says, the best example of the rising value of certain forms of knowledge is the self-driving car industry. Sebastian Trum, who's the founder of Google X and Google's self-driving car team, gives the example of Uber paying $700 million for Otto, a 6-month-old company with 70 employees, and General GM spending $1 billion on the acquisition of a company called Cruise. He concludes that in this industry, the going rate for talent these days is $10 million. 10 million per skilled worker. And while that's a most stunning example, it's not just true for that area. People who identify skills needed for future jobs, data analysts, product designers, physical therapy, all are poised to win. And those who work really hard throughout their career but don't take time out to schedule time to constantly learn are the new at risk group. You risk remaining stuck on the bottom rung of global competition and risk losing your job to automation, just as the blue collar workers did in 2000 and 2010 when the robots replaced 85% of manufacturing jobs. That can't be us. That cannot be us. So you got to make time for learning. It's getting hot. The sun's blind sign me. So you got to make time for learning. So what does that mean? So there's his name is John Waitskin. He is a chess grandmaster and world champion of martial arts. He said instead of squeezing his days for maximum productivity, he's actually done the opposite. He authored a book called The Art of Learning. He said he purposely creates slack in his day so he has empty space for learning, for creativity, and for doing things at a higher quality. And so his explanation of his approach was this. He said, I have built a life around having empty space for the development of my ideas, for the creative process, and for the cultivation of physiological state, which is receptive enough to tune in very, very deeply to a people I work with. In the creative process, it is so easy to drive for efficiency and take for granted the really subtle internal work that it takes to play on the razor's edge. So, to be on a cutting edge, you need to add this slack to your day. And that sometimes I know I feel it. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't do enough. What else I need to do? But really stopping your day. And I didn't even know that this is what I was doing. But I stopped my day to paint or to do something arts and crafty. And he gives this list. He says, one, plan out your learning. This allows you to think carefully about what you want to learn. We shouldn't just have goals for what we want to accomplish. We should have goals for what we want to learn. And he said, number two, deliberately practice. So rather than doing things automatically and not improving, we can apply the proven principles of deliberate practice so we keep improving. This means doing things like taking time to get honest feedback on our work and practicing specific skills on what we want to improve. So if you want to write a book, maybe start practicing writing and let other people read it and see what their opinion is about it. And if they say, it's all right, maybe you might want to read a book on writing, take time for that. Maybe you want to go on YouTube and YouTube, we call that YouTube University. Go to YouTube University and see what you can learn there, right? And so definitely by that will help you to improve on whatever you want to do. Number three, he says ruminate. This helps us to get more perspective on our lessons learned and assimilate new ideas. Just sit with it. It can also help you to develop slow hunches in order to have creative breakthroughs. Walking is a great way to process your insights as well as show um, how many great people were walking fanatics. He said Beethoven, Charles Darwin, Steve Jobs, and Jack Dorsey were all walkers. And that's another powerful way to get into the ruminating of holding on learning what it is that you want to do. Number five, set aside time for just learning. This includes activities like reading, having conversations, participating in masterminds, taking classes, observing others. Kim says long time ago, find someone who has your result and follow them. And so how do you follow them? You follow them by reading their books, watching their YouTube videos. And then if they have a class or a course or ebook, buy that too, because that is what is going to help you to get the knowledge that you're trying to get. Number six, solve problems as they arrive. When most people experience problems during the day, they sweep them under the rug so they can continue their to-do list. Having slack creates the space to address the small problems before they turn into big problems. So address the problems as they come. Number seven, do small experiments rather, with big potential payoffs. So whether or not you want to um, read, here it is. Whether or not the experiment works, it's an opportunity to learn and test your ideas. And one of the things that I found that helps me to read faster is that I want to sometimes I have a stack of books and I'm like, I just want to put them on my head and just press all the information in. But there's hacks to that. There's hacks like Audible. There's Cliff Notes. There's book companies out there that create smaller versions of the book where they take out all of the lessons of the book so you can read them. And so you want to look at where these book summaries are. If you Google it, you can find many companies that do that. So it is so important for us to dig in and learn, because again, the people who are at the bottom of the economic ladder are being squeezed even more and compensated less, because those at the top have more opportunity and are paid more than ever before. The irony is the problem isn't the lack of jobs, it's the lack of people with the right skills and knowledge to fill the jobs. So it says an Atlantic article captures the paradox. Employers across industries and regions have complained for years about lack of skilled workers, and their complaints are born out of the U.S. employment data. In July 2015, the number of job postings reached the highest ever level of 5.8 million, and the unemployment rate was comfortably below the post-World War II average. But at the same time, over 17 million Americans are either unemployed, not working, but interested in finding work, or doing part time work, but aspiring to full time work. So, what we can see is how a fundamental level of knowledge is rapidly becoming own importance. It's its own form of currency. Your knowledge is currency. Knowledge is the new money. So, similar to money, knowledge often serves as a medium of exchange and a store of value. That's why these people can make millions of dollars selling courses about stuff that they do, or might do, because some of these people ain't telling the truth. They out here selling courses, telling people what it is that they do, but they're not really doing it. If that makes sense. So it's so important for us to build our knowledge stores. Unlike money, when you use knowledge or give it away, you don't lose it. In fact, it's the opposite. The more you give knowledge away, the more you remember it, the more you understand it, the more you connect it to other ideas in your head. You build your identity, role model for that knowledge. So many of you are oh God, what is the term? Subject matter experts. You are the subject matter experts in your field. I see Lady L on every day at noon, being a subject expert in business strategies and tips. So transferring knowledge anywhere in the world is free and it's instant. Its value compounds over time faster than money. Anybody that you know that is looking for any stuff, what do? Google and then YouTube. Speaking of Google, let me just put this out here, that the Healing House of Roses is now Googleable. You can clap for that. Darlaina Rose. Darlaina Rose, the woman, has been Googleable for a long time, but I am so excited that now the Healing House of Roses in Atlanta, Georgia, is Googleable and can be found on Google Maps. I'm so excited. That's what I'm talking about. So it's so important. So I have now become the role model in the holistic healing space, in the emotional healing space. So build your identity and a role model for that knowledge that you have. So transferring that knowledge, can be done as simple as creating your own YouTube channel. You can create your own YouTube channel. You can create your own Facebook page, your own Instagram page. You can tell anybody anything. And as long as the words that you say match up to what you say, then you are the subject matter for whatever it is. The This is how to fry the best chicken. You gotta dip it in the egg wash, and then you gotta dip it in the flour, and then you might dip it in some breadcrumbs, and then you fry it, if that's your way. Or maybe you just dip it in the flour and fry it. Excuse me, whatever it is, you could be the expert at that. And this is the thing about social media. They want more people to spend time on their applications. And so the more engaging information you put out, the more they will push it. Oh, she's the best chicken fryer. Oh, she got some ideas on how to get unruly kids together, or she got the best idea on how to clean stains. She used that vinegar and lemon juice or whatever. Whatever it is, you become the subject matter expert for that. And then the creme de la creme of that is when you reach a certain level, they pay you. They pay you. They pay you for this knowledge. And so it's so important. So your stuff can be converted into many things, including things that money can't buy, such as authentic relationships, high levels of subjective well-being. It helps you accomplish your goals faster and better. And it's fun to acquire. It makes your brain work better. You know, they say if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So that goes for the brain too. It expands your vocabulary, makes you a better communicator. It helps you think bigger and beyond your circumstances. Listen, whatever you in right now, it's just a little bit of knowledge to take you next level. It connects you to the communities of people that you didn't even know existed. It puts your life in a perspective by essentially helping you to live many lives in one through other people's experiences and wisdom. President Obama, former President Obama, perfectly explains why he is so committed to reading during his pregnancy, presidency in the New York Times interview. He said, at times when events move so quickly and so much information is transmitted, he said, reading gave him the ability to occasionally slow down and get perspective and the ability to get into someone else's shoes. These two things, he added, have been invaluable to me. Whether they made me a better president, I can't say. But what I can say is that they have allowed me to sort of maintain my balance during the course of 8 years, because this is a place that comes at you hard and fast and doesn't let up. Now, if somebody can read a book during a presidency, we could absolutely read a book. Um, Alvin Toffler said the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read or write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Mm. Learn, learn something new, unlearn, unlearn all the bullcrap lies you've been told. You know those ones. You can't do this, you can't do that. Your mother didn't do it, your father didn't do it, so you can't do it. Unlearn and relearn the power that you can be, do, or have anything you want. So, how can we learn the right knowledge and have it pay off for us? So, here's a few more points to help serve as a framework to help you to begin to answer this question. And it is identify valuable knowledge at the right time. The value of knowledge isn't static, it changes as a function of how valuable other people consider it and how rare it is. So, right now, you wouldn't want to be talking to people about taking their cash money and putting it in a bank. That's not timely. What's timely now is talking about investing in cryptocurrency and digital currency. That's timely. So think about what's timely in your subject matter that you're the expert on. And that's what you do. Because as new technologies mature and reshape industries, there's often a deficit of people with the needed skills, those skills that create the potential for high compensation. And so, because of the high compensation, more people are quickly trained, and the average people compensation decreases. So learn and master knowledge quickly. Opportunity windows are temporary in nature. Individuals must take advantage of them when they see them. This means being able to learn a new skill quickly. After reading thousands of books, we find that understanding and using mental models is one of the most universal skills that everybody has to learn. It provides you a strong foundation of knowledge that applies across every field. So when you jump into a new field, you have pre-existing knowledge that you can use to learn faster. Then communicate the value of your skills to other people. People with the same skills can command wildly different salaries, and fees based on how well they're able to communicate and persuade others. So the ability convinces others that the skills you have are valuable and is a multiplier skill. So many people spend years mastering the underlying technical skill and virtually no time mastering the multiplier skill. So master the multiplier. Like if you let me work with you, all of the people that you allow me to speak to in your company will eat better, will take more vitamins, will exercise, which will equate to less time off, because the people not going to be sick. They won't need no mental health days because we giving them everything that they need. So that's a multiplier. So that's going to give the company more productivity. It's going to give the company more earning hours, more people doing the work that they're paying them to do. Because I forget what the statistic says, but the statistic is saying something about people don't work 8 hours. They really only work like 4. Like, because people lollygag a lot, sitting at their desk and pretending like they work and all that kind of stuff. So really, out of 8 hours, people only work really half the day. So this is a way to multiply them having you there, because that's going to help you with that. Communicate. So we got communicate. So the next is convert knowledge into money and results. So there's many ways to transfer your knowledge into value in your life. That could be finding or getting a job that pays well, getting a raise, building a successful business around the subject matter that you're knowledgeable in, or selling your knowledge as a consultant, or building your reputation by becoming a thought leader, by just talking about it, right? Um, Learn how to financially invest in learning to get the highest return. So each of us needs to find the right portfolio of books, online courses, certificate, degree programs to help us to really achieve the goals that we want that's within our budget. So to get the right portfolio, we need to apply financial terms such as return on investment, risk management, hurdle rate, hedging, diversification to our own thinking on the knowledge investment. The next thing is master the skill of learning how to learn. So, doing so exponentially increases the value of every hour we devote to learning, our learning rate. Our learning rate determines how quickly our knowledge compounds over time. So, consider someone who reads and retains one book a week versus someone who takes 10 days to read a book. Over the course of a year, a 30% difference compounds to the one reading 85 more books. So, to shift our focus from being overly obsessed with money to a more savvy and realistic quest for knowledge, we need to stop thinking that we only acquire knowledge from 5 to 22, and that we can get a job and mentally coast through the rest of our lives if we work hard. So, to survive and thrive in this new era, we must constantly learn. We must be lifelong learners. Lifelong learners. Working hard is an industrial era approach to getting ahead. Learning hard is the knowledge economy equivalent. So just as we have minimal recommended doses of vitamins, steps per day, minutes of aerobic exercise for maintaining physical health, we need to be rigorous about the minimum dose of deliberate learning that will maintain our economic health. The long-term effects of intellectual complacency are just as bad as the long-term effects of not exercising, eating well, or sleeping enough. Not learning at least 5 hours a week, the 5 hour rule, is the smoking of the 21st century. This article is your warning label. It's your warning label. Don't be lazy. Don't make excuses. Just get it done. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. That's what Gandhi said. So, entrepreneur Benchmark before daughter was born, he focused on learning every day from 6:45 to 8:30 a.m. for 2,000 hours. When his daughter was born, he decided to replace the learning time with daddy-daughter time. This is the point where most people would give up on their learning ritual. Instead of doing that, Ben decided to change his daily work schedule. He shortened the numbers of hours he worked on his to-do list in order to make room for his learning ritual. Keep in mind, Ben oversees 200 plus employees at his company, the shipyard, and is always busy. In his words, by working less and learning more, I might seem to get less done in a day. I get dramatically more done in my year and in my career. So, what's your goal? To get more done in your day or to get more done in your year or your career? He said this wasn't an easy decision by any means, but it reflects the type of difficult decisions that we all need to start making. Even if you're just an entry level employee, there's no excuse. You can find many learning periods during your downtime, commutes, lunch breaks, slow times. Even 15 minutes a day will add up to nearly 100 hours over a year. Time and energy should not be excuses. Rather, they are difficult but overcomable challenges. By being one of the few people who rises to this challenge, you reap that much more in reward. So we believe we can't afford the time that it takes, but the opposite is true. None of us can afford not to learn. Learning is no longer a luxury, it is a necessity. So start your learning ritual today with 3 steps. The busiest, most successful people in the world find at least an hour to learn every day. So can you. So in 3 steps, you need to create your learning ritual. So one, find time for reading and learning, even if you're really busy and overwhelmed. Stay consistent using the found time without procrastinating or falling prey to distraction. Increase your results. Increase the results you receive from each hour of learning by using proven hacks that help you remember and apply what you learn. There's so much research about top performers and the time that they spend and how they get more results. There's too much information out there. Dozens and dozens of hours of online classes, free master classes to help you to master your learning ritual. All you got to do is sit on it and write out what it is that you want to learn, where you want to learn it from, who you want to learn it from. You know, that thing about finding someone who has your results and follow them is real, very real. We got a little bit of time for, let me see, let's see what the chat say. Some people randomly reading, or is this their strategy? So it's their strategy. The strategy is, if you want to be the best thing since sliced bread in your industry, the strategy is to learn more in that area so you could talk about it, and then you can create your own platform to talk about it. You don't have to be on other people's platform. You can start your own. We have all of, listen, the speakers of yesterday are gone. The ones where you got to go to a conference. Now, going to a conference is great. Going to see Tony Robbins and going to see Les Brown and all them, that evokes a different type of emotion. But to be able to go on YouTube and watch them is just as good. But just like they created a YouTube space, so can you on your subject matter. So can you. You listen, I just gave the example of Laverne. Laverne is on every day at 12 o'clock with those business strategies and tips. And the great thing about this social media is that they keep it. So if you can't catch her at 12 o'clock, you, you can still go to her page and watch the Definitely can.
Badass fox.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, like absolutely go be the subject matter expert for whatever it is you are doing. The world needs you. That's why God downloaded it to you in the first place. So go share, go tell it, go be. You already doing it. You already doing with your friends and your family. So as well, go ahead and do it. Do it, do it, do it. It's so much stuff, so many ways to learn. You could literally go online and search shortened versions of books. So they sell like the cliff notes of books. They sell, you can go on the YouTube and they call them book summaries. Get the book summary and read a book in a day. Read a book in a day. Read a book. Read, and the more you fill yourself up, just from being here, what have we read? Think and Grow Rich. The Magic of Thinking Big. The Compound Effect. The Slight Edge. The Think and Grow Rich workbook. When you think about all that stuff, you are who you are because of what you've already learned and what you have not only learned, what you have applied. Because they say knowledge is power. Really, knowledge is not power. It's not. Because a lot of people know they shouldn't smoke, and shouldn't drink, and shouldn't eat bad food, but they still do it. But what it is applied knowledge is, and that's the difference. Applied knowledge is power. So get the knowledge, apply the knowledge, become what you talk about. See, when people talk to me and get excited about what I'm teaching, they get excited about what I'm teaching because I not only talk it, but I walk it. I'm the proof. I'm the evidence. If you do what I say, you get to have the same results as me. So when people do what you say, they get to have the same results as you. And the more you do, people do what you say, the more they get the result. The people that's listening to Kemp and Craig and all of that about cryptocurrency, investments, and all that, y'all got money, y'all ain't. But that's his knowledge. He can go from to Florida. We know before that he was in Arizona. We know before he was in Atlanta, and it's his own business. You got to apply the knowledge.
Yeah.
I
Snuck up
seen
in. But anyway, did you hear what she just said? What a girl, how we listen. I didn't even got here. You done seen it.
It's a begin again, because you're beginning with new knowledge. You're beginning with the knowledge of what did not work before, so you know not to do that again. So it's not a begin again, and it's not a start over. It's a begin again from where you left off. So don't ever think
y'all
like
hear that.
It cannot be, oh man, I gotta start all over. If I had said that to myself, oh my God, I don't even know. Like, it can't be that. It can't be that. It can never be that, because you have the knowledge now. So it's never start all over. It's always begin again.
How about this? When we started the $1 challenge.
Yep.
$1 challenge, and you see how far you got. All it was do to measure where you are. Some of y'all got to 3 months. Some of y'all got to 4 months. Some of y'all went all the way. Period. No matter what, but you got started. You just got to start. And I don't give a dang. And I said, you don't have to see a millionaire or a billionaire don't become that when they're born. Your billionaire status, your millionaire status, you got to go from dollar-naire first. Hello? Did you hear me? If I teach them how to use the dollar, then you'll know how to use 1,000.
Yes.
Now, when that money comes, you follow what I'm saying? So the book said like this. This is one of the chapters in this book. This is the Millionaire's Success Habits.
Mm-hmm.
That's the book I'm studying now, right? I'm working on my stuff. Am I yet? No, I'm not there. But listen here. Not only am I going to read his book, but I'm going to learn who he is. Because at the end of the day, that's what one of the chapters said, Darlaina. You want to know that chapter? What? I'm going to read this chapter, if nothing else. It says, chapter 12, it has to be a heck yes or a hell no.
Easy. Easy.
Y'all hear that? What?
Listen, I could say no so fast now.
What?
I don't listen. I don't gotta think about it. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. And guess what? No is a complete sentence and does not require any explanation. No, sorry.
Hello. Did y'all hear that? That's real talk.
No.
So and these are the things that we're working on to develop in ourselves. These are habits. Habits, you got to be doing the habit, not today, not tomorrow. It's several, but once your habit is formed, then the money will formally say he's worthy of giving it to him now, because it's a habit.
I'm at the gym every morning at 6 a.m. now.
See
right?
What I'm saying?
Every morning. And guess what? Now I feel like I want to go at 5.
Hello.
Want to go sooner so I can get back to do more stuff that I want to do.
Gosh.
You know, be able to still serve at the time that I want to. Because guess what? Like, if you go to bed early and you get the amount of sleep, you're going to wake up anyway. So I already wake up at 4. So if I already wake up at 4, why don't I just wake up and go ahead and go and get it over with and then get on back? And then I have more time before the calls and all that. I can relax, relate, release, have my coffee or tea or whatever. And it's different because sometimes I get in at 7. I got to hurry up, get ready for my 8, and then it's the 9. So yeah, so you know, some days it gets a little. So I'm thinking I want to go at 5 now. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
That's really good. So, ladies and gentlemen, and listen, there's so many. I heard today on the phone.
What you heard?
On TV. Guess who is a billionaire?
Rihanna.
How the heck? Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rapper from the mud, from nothing, from Barbados. Mm-hmm.
See, and it ain't too late.
It ain't too late.
Did y'all hear what I just said?
She a billionaire off of draws.
Oh, wait a minute. I hear their YouTuber video. There's a YouTuber that's making money.
Mhm.
There is somebody that's now
A
being
6-year-old
hired.
millionaire.
Oh, virtual. See, they couldn't do that then. They didn't have a
No.
daggone platform.
Mm-mm.
But it's here today.
It is.
So what she's saying today, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what it is. First and foremost, I'm going to say this. Always want to better yourself.
Yes.
Number one. Always want to better yourself. I don't care where you are. Always want to be better than you were yesterday. That's number one philosophy. So I'm not going to say, Dad, you got to be what I'm being, a millionaire. He's going to be one though. I can promise you that. But at the end of the day, Sherry, I'm not telling her to sing like she can sing. Listen, somebody went on her website yesterday. Guess what they seen? A whole bunch of stuff for wedding. So I said, all I see is wedding stuff. Oops. Go on the website. Check it out. How many of y'all went on Sherry's website yesterday?
I did.
Okay. I ain't gonna say, I'm just saying, check it out. Y'all gotta go. See, these are the people. Look, Brenda, I can promise you, she gonna have to have one.
Many talented people are on this call.
Everybody.
Many talented people.
All of them.
Authors, writers, poets, singers. You got a little bit of everything, here represented. So yeah,
thank you.
For sure. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's 9:59. No, it's 10:02. And we gotta go. With that being said, Dad, I appreciate your time consuming. And y'all have a great day. Let me tell you something. The LCA is going places. Just know that I said it.
Yes.
Get yourself ready. Get in order, because we going places. Hello. Goodbye. Have a great day. Awesome call, Darlaina. Y'all better go ahead and send her a couple of hours something. Do something. Send that girl something. With that being said, goodbye. Bye.